Hi YouTube, Steven here. It's been a little while since I made a video. I guess a few weeks ago I was sitting down on the creek bed on my early Friday and kind of caught you up a little bit. So today I came to you because it's kind of a special day for me. 5 years ago today I sat in this very shelter and made my first YouTube video and introduced myself to you folks. So I saw that pop up on the calendar and I thought I better get out here and make a video. The shelter's kind of a cool one. It doesn't set. It's in one of the parks, not too far from my house, right on the river. And the shelter doesn't set near the road really. You have to kind of hike back to it. The bike trail goes somewhat near, but my understanding it was an Eagle Scout project quite a few years ago, and they put it out here in the middle of the field and the trees, and I thought that was a pretty cool thing. Most of the shelters, picnic shelters and whatnot around here, you drive right up to them and you know there's no sense of seclusion, and this one I've always liked. And that's why I did my first video here and thought I better come back and do another one here. So housekeeping, I am smoking my little Grayboe Hillcrest. It's kind of my knock-around pipe. You've seen it quite a few times. One of the first ones I ever bought. Sorry about that, just about dropped you. But I keep it in my pipe roll because it's a good knock-around pipe. I don't worry about it too much, and it smokes like a dream. So, of course, it's going out because I'm chatting and not smoking. But in it, I've got whatever's in my pipe pouch there, or my tobacco pouch. I think it's a little bit of Northwoods and maybe some Captain Black White, I think, original. Yeah, it tastes pretty good. So. Got up this morning, was thinking about this video and kind of jotted down some notes, and I got them here on my phone. Just you know, that thinking back of 5 years, and when I came here onto YouTube, I was living in an apartment by myself. Louisa was still in Dubai, had not yet been here, and I was car free. I actually went back and watched my first video, kind of bring me up to speed on where I was at back then. Car free, rode my bike. It was sitting right over there against that post. That's no longer the case, obviously, when Louisa and now the kids have gotten here. I bought a van. Actually, we're on our second van. And I don't ride as much as I used to. I used to ride my bike every day, year-round in the snow and the ice and whatnot. I've gotten a little older and maybe wiser, maybe fatter, because I'm not riding as much. But things change, and that's part of this progression. So, what else have I got on here? Obviously, Louisa and the kids getting here, that was a big thing. With the USCIS and the paperwork and the legalities and red tape and whatnot, getting my wife to come here, or wife now, to come here and then afterwards bring the 3 kids. It's a chore, and it's a lot of work, a lot of paperwork, but it's been well worth it. So, along with my 2 sons and their 2 girlfriends that I mentioned last video, and now Louisa's 3 kids, we got a pretty full plate, and I wouldn't change a thing. Louisa got a job pretty quickly when she got here. There's a bit of a wait before you're allowed to work, and right after she became, I guess, legal to work, she got a job at a daycare, and she's been there ever since, and that's been just fantastic. She loves the kids, and she works with little toddlers, and sometimes you'll have 12 or 14 toddlers, which would terrify me, but she seems to like it, so that's worked out good. All 3 of her kids are working now, and that's good. 2 of them are still in high school and seniors, and so that's going good. And of course, my son's one is in Los Angeles, and his girl is in Washington, D.C., working with Congress. And so they have kind of a long distance relationship. And then my youngest son, the hockey player, he's retired somewhat from hockey and making his life in Chicago with his girl. And just a sweet bunch of kids I got here. So anyway, we of course, when we started this video thing, we lived in an apartment, and we ended up when the kids were kind of getting close to coming, we got a little house, and I've shot some videos there, just a couple of them with Timber Drifter even. But it's nice and comfortable, and it it works out good for us. So still working at the bike shop. Like I said, I don't ride as much as I used to, but I've taken up hiking. I've hiked my whole life, but a little bit more seriously. I got some more gear and got some possible trips planned in the future that I'll probably let you in on as it gets closer and things kind of shape up in the yay or nay kind of category. But yeah, hiking a lot and spending as much time as I can outside. And, but yeah, working at the bike shop, wrenching bikes, still loving it. I've actually got a 2-week staycation starting right now. Today's my early day Friday, and I got out, snuck out to the woods, and I'm home for 2 weeks because I don't take any vacation during the season because we're too busy. And then, September, October kind of gets away from you, and next thing you know, it's Christmas and the end of the year, and our vacation doesn't roll over. So, a couple of weeks staycation. My coworker, she's going to be taking a 1-week staycation as well, I think. But yeah, it's all right. It gives me some time to prepare for Christmas with hanging some decorations and whatnot, and getting the tree up and those things. And it'll get me a chance to get into the woods and maybe make some more videos and do some pipe smoking and book reading and whiskey drinking and whatever happens. So it'd be nice just to kind of let the last part of the year slide by. So that's pretty much all I got on my list. It's been a joy being part of this community, family. I want to thank every one of my subscribers. Actually, Christy, my coworker, asked me how many subscribers I had, how many videos I made, and I over 100 probably, but subscribers, 650, 658 or something it was. That's good enough for me. I want to thank every one of you for checking in and keeping in touch and whatnot. Some of you folks, the moment I drop this video on the internet, you'll be right there with me, and I really appreciate that. As so many people say on the YouTube pipe community, that I can't believe this many people are watching an old guy talk about pipes and his family in the woods and things. But I appreciate you all. It's been a very good hobby and pastime for me to get out here and meet some folks and be part of this. And it's funny, my pipe smoking journey, I sat in this very park, not half mile from here on the river, with my very first pipe. It was a little tiny briar pipe I bought, an estate pipe, and I remember I had Frogmorton in it, and I went through an entire box of matches trying to get it lit. And I've told this story a time or two, I think, but went through an entire box of matches as we do, trying to learn how this thing works. And one pipe led to another, and I think I'm at 79 pipes now, and probably too much tobacco. I've got a whole cabinet full of it, and mason jars and tins that I haven't opened that I'm kind of holding on to, and still learning, still loving it. It's one of the best things I've ever taken up in my life. I say so often, a pipe and a book and a coffee or a whiskey, maybe a fire. Boy, you don't need much more than that. As I get older, I guess my taste for adventure, I don't need as much. I don't need to range as far as I used to. I still love to travel and things, but sitting on the deck, getting a fire going and having that pipe, and well, it's just about as good as it needs to be for me. So anyway, pipes out, coffee sitting there getting cold. I ran out of gas, so I couldn't get my water boiling. I've got another canister in my other pack, of course. So I got this thing going, and immediately the flame started looking orange, and I thought, oh no, I'm out. So I got it as hot as I could, stirred it in there, and I think it'll be okay. But yeah, iced coffee. It's about 30 degrees here, and so it's probably chilled down a little bit. That's all right. So I'm gonna finish up my pipe and have a sip of coffee. Probably head out of here after a while to go pick up Louisa and have a night. So anyway, thank you all, YouTube, for just being there for me and with me. I appreciate it more than you know. So take good care. Bye now.